Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Friday. This is Game Day Live, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. And in Chicago, Illinois, or is it Wisconsin? I don't know where Vinnie Parise is, but he's somewhere in the Midwest. Streaming live at Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils take on the Calgary Flames in Calgary as they spend their second game tour. Actually, the second, three, I don't know how many day tours. It is out in Western Canada, but it's going to be annexed very soon. Vinny, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. I am in the great state of Illinois, sweet home Chicago. Ready to watch the Devils take on the Flames. I enjoy these West Coast games personally, especially on a Friday, because I feel very relaxed right now. We're doing Game Day Live. I'm going to get a bite to eat after this. I'll be ready to go for the game. It's going to be a good night. I'm actually very much looking forward to it. Calgary, we'll get to them in a minute, but they play at that Saddle Dome still. And you go from Vancouver to Calgary. It's a little bit of a different in terms of venue wellness, quality? I guess you could say. Quality, yeah.
Well, the Saddle Dome is known for
a long time. Yeah. Yeah. This is a very satanic matchup, too. The Devils versus the Flames. Let's go.
Never thought of it that way. Although, is the Saddle Dome the oldest building in the NHL right now?
Is it older than Madison Square Garden?
Oh, older? No. No, probably Madison Square Garden is the oldest.
Yeah, I know like Michael Jordan played there like early in his days with the Bulls. Like Madison MSG's old. That could be. I mean, we have the internet. Oldest NHL arenas.
That's a good question. I mean, it used to be the Islanders, right?
It used to be the Islanders when they were at Nassau Coliseum. Madison Square Garden is a good 20-something years older than the Scotiabank Saddle Dome, which is the second oldest building in the NHL. Only two buildings were around in 1989 or earlier. The third oldest, coming in 1993, is the Honda Center in Anaheim.
Interesting.
And that building's not even really like outdated. My brother was just there. He said it was like awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they built it right back in the early 90s. When I think it all started with Camden Yards, the Baltimore Orioles. Like, wow, if we invested in our own building, it could be something. The whole experience changed. You know, you had the factory, you know, in the background or the wall. And all that kind of stuff. And then suddenly it seemed like everybody needed an arena. You know, ours is outdated. We only have 21 luxury suites. In today's world, we need about 70 to 80, you know, that kind of thing. It was all driven by money and revenue.
I mean, SAP Center came in the same year. And then in 94, the Enterprise Center and the United Center. And I've been to the United Center many times. It definitely feels more outdated than I think some of these other stadiums that are older than it. It has like Madison Square Garden, like I feel like technology or something. I don't know how to describe it. The Hawks are due for an upgrade too. I'm shocked.
Well, Madison Square Garden's been renovated. It's been updated. Many times. I mean, they still have to. I think that's one of the only arenas that have to worry about lead paint and asbestos because it's so old.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it was kind of a pain getting to my seat the one game I ever went to at Madison Square Garden. I didn't love it. Like, I know it's like cherished by New York, and like we crap on it, but like we're biased, we're kind of mean. But like I really don't get the appeal.
You know what? I'll tell you. I wish I was fortunate enough to go to the old Boston Garden where they actually had no air conditioning, or even Chicago Stadium. You know,
I was going to say I feel the same way about Stadium.
And then, when you think about like Fenway Park and Wrigley Field, like they're old. But when you're talking about indoor arenas, because it's you could get away with the outdoor stadiums or whatnot, but I wish I went to the Montreal Forum or even Maple Leafs Garden or some of these old venues, and I think it's called the Odd. I think what Buffalo used to play it. Like the stairs were so steep that you could literally fall over the balcony. So, but it's again it was anyway. I don't know why we're talking about this, but there's something about like those old arenas that I miss, like the old Yankee Stadium. I'm telling you, that new Yankee Stadium doesn't do it for me. The old Yankee Stadium had that aura, like you knew you were in with Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth and Ron Guidry, all these players of the past. You felt like you were one of them. But you go to the new Yankee Stadium, it doesn't have that feeling at all.
Yeah, I haven't been there, but I've heard it's very corporate.
Yeah.
Which, it is what it is. Calgary plays at the Saddle Dome. Did you have one final thought?
Look, I don't know why Calgary won't get themselves an arena. I mean, you're gonna force the team to move at some point.
It's what it feels like, right? Like Arizona, they're out. They couldn't get an arena. They're the Utah Hockey Club now.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I think the difference between Arizona and Calgary is like they're those like diehard weirdos, like the versions of us in Calgary who love it. They're like obsessed with it. It's like a part of being like part of the Flames cult, right? Like you love the Saddle Dome. We'll see. I hope the Devils find a way to get a win in the Saddle Dome. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Sorry, I'm just getting a text
No, that's cool.
from Matt.
I said it'd be nice. It'd be nice if the Devils found a win in Calgary.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still confused. Is there some hate on Nico and Timo?
Yeah.
Why is
They
that?
kind of took I didn't prepare to talk about this. They kind of had costumes. Some people were offended for Halloween. It looked like they were dressed as hippies.
Yeah, that's
Like
what.
they were wearing like afros and like peace sign necklaces.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got nothing on it other than I know why the Devils took it off their Twitter and all that. All the pictures are gone. I thought they were cool.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, that's another podcast for them. I know where that's heading, and I don't know. I mean, because Matt's asking, can you please start a movement to wear hippie costumes to the next home game?
That's funny. That is funny. I'm sure there are some people that will do that. I didn't see any of the backlash till after the fact. Probably a good thing. But yeah, I didn't look at it. Sometimes like when you see someone do something or dress up as something, you look at it and you go, yeah, that's not going to go over well. Like
Yeah.
whether you agree with it or not, you can like determine in your head whether or not it's going to go over well or not.
Yeah, it's
That didn't even slightly cross my mind with Nico Hischier or Timo Meyer's costumes. There are a couple of Swiss guys pretending to be hippies for Halloween.
yeah, and you know what? Shame on the Devils for caving into all this stuff. They don't cave into a lot of things that they should cave into, but stuff like this, I don't get it. Although I shouldn't really comment because I don't know what the heck's. I think I saw the pictures this morning. I didn't think of any of it. I was like looking, I'm like, oh, okay, and I see. Hey, were you offended that Jack and Luke were dressed as Mario and Luigi? Was that insulting your
As an Italian?
Yeah.
As an Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I'm pissed. I was actually more dumbfounded that they had a couple's costume with each other and not like with a wife or a girlfriend. That was the funniest part about it to me. Jack's girlfriend was standing right there in a completely like nothing related to Mario type of costume, and I'm like, Jack literally did a couple's costume. I think if I would have to beg Katie to be like, hey, can me and Joey, my brother, be a something for Halloween together and not you? Like that just that cracked me up, the fact that Jack did that.
I need to have I think I need to have a meeting with the Devils, like social media people and all this kind of stuff. What's offensive? What's not? Like I don't even get it anymore. Like, you know,
I think their
know.
answer would be I don't know, because they posted it. They deemed it fine, like initially. Like,
thank you, Matt. He's posting. He actually sent me pictures. Here, I'll put it on the camera. That's all it is.
yeah, he's dressed I don't even know how to describe it. There was an episode of Drake and Josh where Josh needed a disguise so people wouldn't think he was the theater thug, and he dressed just the way Nico Heischer is right there. He was like a hippie. He was like, "What's up, man? Peace and love."
Yeah, but what was offensive about it?
I really don't know. Like normally, like I said, Sam, sometimes when this stuff happens, like even if I don't necessarily agree with it, I'm like, yeah, I can kind of understand why people think that. It didn't even cross my mind that this was going to be something that was going to get backlash in any way, shape, or form. I did not think that. Like it's Halloween. On Halloween, you dress up as something you're not, right?
Yeah.
What were you for Halloween? Don't say a hippie.
I don't know. I'm afraid that the anti-McDonald's people are going to.
Oh, you were Grimace.
No, I didn't celebrate Halloween. Oh my goodness, I was hiding from children. This is how I roll. Like I'm outside of the podcast, I'm pretty lame. So like I get home, I'm like, oh crap, I don't have any candy. Mrs. Wu's not around. What am I gonna do?
You hung in the bunker and watched a baseball or a hockey game or Thursday night football or something. That's what I bet.
Oh
you
no,
did.
no. Actually, I took a nap.
Nice.
Yeah, Joseph Lanham. Oh, I'm offended. He said Sam was a fortune cookie. LOL. I'm offended, Joseph Lanham.
You would do that though.
Yeah, I would do
There's
that.
a
Matter of
difference
fact, I gave out
between you-
Ranger Suck fortune cookies for Asian American Heritage Night at American Whiskey.
I mean, Sam, you are Asian. Like you can hand out fortune cookies that say Rangers suck. If I did that, it'd be a little weird. If I wasn't with you or associated with you, it'd be a little
or if
weird.
I was handing out cannolis and be like, yeah, it's the Rangers.
That might be cool still.
You know what? I'm looking at this picture. I do not find anything offensive about it. And then
put on your most offensive offended brain mentality, and I still can't figure it. It's got to be the afro. Like, are you generalizing hippies, or like, is there something with like Latinos with the way the sweater is? I don't know. That's some of the other stuff.
I don't know.
I read
Somebody
online.
writes, Nico Heischer and Timo Meyer, both professional athletes in the NHL that play for the New Jersey Devils in Newark, New Jersey, are dressed up as hippies this Halloween. Can't believe people are supporting this behavior. I don't get it. Like, what are we supporting that's so offensive?
If someone could give me a logical explanation, and I
like to hear. Look,
I'll understand.
I'm all about hearing other points of view.
Same.
If I may disagree, but before I disagree, I want to hear your point of view on that. But I can't think of one. I can't.
Me too. I'm dumbfounded. I wasn't even. It was so insignificant in my brain that I didn't even think it would get brought up. I didn't think a fan would bring it up or anything.
I don't know
like
if this
that,
fan is a bot. With AI nowadays, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, the pictures are real. I remember seeing they put one picture specifically of Jack Hughes with Nico Heischer just because they're the pillars of the franchise. I think that was the point of that. And yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, there was an offensive picture years ago. I'll tell you off air about that party. But I don't want to, because it was so long ago. I want to make sure my memory serves me correct. But there was an offensive picture years ago with the New Jersey Devils and their infamous Halloween parties. But Mike Rossi said, I would eat a Ranger suck cannoli from Sam. Only way I'd be offended as if it tastes like crap. You want to know something really wild?
You don't like
I can't eat cannolis, Boston cream donuts, any of that cream puffs. Ever since I watched Van Wilder, can't even eat it.
That's funny.
Eat it. Yeah, it that dog scene and the pic. Yeah, ever since then, because I used to eat Boston cream pies from Dunkin' Donuts all the time. You know.
I get it. Sometimes stuff happens and it just sways you away forever. Done forever.
Ramona Rice says it's nothing wrong about what they have on. It's nothing wrong with it. I don't know.
I got nothing. I'll
She
be more
loves
offended
it.
if they lose to the Flames.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we should start talking about the game that's about to be played.
There is a hockey game.
I
coming
got
up
distracted
tonight,
by Matt. Matt, that's a woo report. That should have been a woo report. Were you offended? I'm not offended.
You should do that. I will listen.
Let me just, one last thing in all seriousness, because we're kind of joking around. I always look in context or intent. A lot of people, especially in today's digital world, like to point out every little flaw or perfection or imperfection in this case, whatever. It's all about intent, okay? There's no intention to offend. They're having a good time at a party. It's a Halloween. You dress up something that you normally wouldn't dress up. I don't see anything wrong with it, and I'm going to leave it at that. And if people
Yeah,
want
I
to
certainly don't think
fight me.
I certainly don't think Nico Hischier or Timo Meyer had evil intent or intent to offend in their hearts at all.
Yeah. And Ramona Rice says 6-2 Devils. And that's not offensive because I like that score prediction.
That would be the opposite of offensive. Whatever
Yeah.
offensive is, whatever the opposite of it is in the thesaurus, that's that.
Yeah, I like a 6-2 victory over the Calgary Flames. Now the Calgary Flames, look, over the offseason, the whole Johnny Gaudreau, I felt those fans were definitely connected to the Gaudreau family for many years. The tributes, just the outside of the Saddle Dome, the flowers that were piling up, all that. And the Calgary Flames, how are they this year? They obviously made those big trades. When Gaudreau left and Kachuk, went down to Florida. They got Huberdeau and a bunch of other guys back. How are the Flames?
So the Flames started off undefeated. They were one of the last undefeated teams in the NHL. I believe they started the season 5-0-1. Now they are 5-4-1. So they're on a 4-game losing streak coming into this game. They hold the final wild card spot in the Western Conference, but they are tied with the Edmonton Oilers and Seattle Kraken with 11 points in the standings. And I don't want to hear anything from anyone about not talking standings. You make the playoffs 70% of the time if you're in a spot on Thanksgiving in America, and according to my watch, Thanksgiving is like a couple weeks away. So I don't want to hear anything. Standings matter now just as much as they do in April, and it's time to start winning and worrying about winning and losing depending on the team. They're hanging on to a playoff spot at this point in the season, but I don't foresee them holding it. They haven't been very good in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. It was a nice start They were feeling good. They just don't have the roster. Like they came in kind of. I think I picked them to come in second to last in the Pacific Division and be a bottom 5 team with San Jose and Philly and Chicago, Montreal probably in that mix too. I really still kind of feel that they're going to end up there. No team has had more of a fire sale in the last 18 months than them. I mean, they got rid of Toffoli and Markstrom, and Kachuk left, and Goudreau left, and just in the last handful, Blake Coleman is still there, but like he doesn't have anybody that kind of went over there with him. Jonathan Huberdeau had an incredible start to the season after being disappointing for them last year. Tanev's gone. Hannafin is gone. I'm thinking of guys on the spot, like they're just popping in my head, guys they've gotten rid of in the last 18 months. And I just think this is a game that, based on the way the Devils played in their most recent one against Vancouver, if they can replicate that tonight, they should be able to beat the Flames even worse. Markstrom shut out his old team, the Vancouver Canucks, while he's playing his other old team tonight in Calgary. So we'll see how it goes.
Markstrom back in Calgary. I don't know why I didn't really circle that on my calendar, but I'm assuming he's getting the start tonight.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. And I'm seeing
he certainly is.
I'm seeing all these predictions. Remember, Rice 6-2. Zach saying 4-1 Devils. 4-0 Devils, Joseph Lenham. AJ talking about a 6-pack. Another 6 goals. 6-1. Vinny, what's your prediction?
My prediction is I think the Devils are going to go into Calgary. I like 6-2. I'm not necessarily going to predict that he's going to shut out his other old team on the second game in a row, but I do think Markstrom probably will play well. If the Devils can defend the way that they have in the last handful of games against everybody, and Vancouver's a good, fast, strong, smart team. It's not like they beat it's not like the Anaheim game where it's like a team that's been low in the standings for the last handful of years you like thoroughly beat. Like Vancouver, they won the Pacific Division last year. They won a playoff round. And they put up a fight against the Oilers, who won the West. Like Vancouver's a very good team, and the Devils just kind of made them look not so good. So if knowing that effort is in there will make every crap loss the rest of this season extra annoying. But you go out there, you play the right way, you should be able to beat the Flames. I like the 6-2 prediction for me.
Mike Rossi said 3-1 Devils. Goals from Jersey Jack, our captain, and Holla. 5-2 Devils. Steve Engels, like the boys, says 4-2 Devils. And Eddie says, I think 5-2 Devils. Says 52 Devils, but I'm assuming 5-2 Devils. Do you know what my prediction is?
Lay it on me.
2-0 Devils. Markstrom shutout. With Timo Meier and Nico Hischier scoring both goals.
That would be so funny. That would be peace and love.
Yeah,
that would be peace and love.
Peace and love.
From the Let's Go Devils podcast, where everybody is included.
If I really want to troll the internet, I should just tweet out, I support Nico Hischier and Timo Meier. Peace and love.
There's a peace and there's a peace emoji, like the actual peace sign. I believe there's a 2 fingers peace emoji, and there's
Is that
tons of
considered
heart
trolling?
emojis.
Is that considered trolling?
Yes. That is absolutely.
Is that really trolling? I'm going to type it right now.
It's trolling the people who are offended by it for sure. There's a fire Sam Wu tweet coming at you all right now. 2-0. That might be your lowest total goal prediction you've ever made.
I support Nico Hischier. After all the Timo Meier bashing.
Meier and Hischier have both been incredible this year too.
Oh yeah.
On the ice, they've both been incredible. So, hopefully that continues tonight against Calgary.
that considered fanning the flames? Well, I think it would be fanning the flames, if no pun intended, if I put that Halloween picture on.
Yeah.
Anyway. Alrighty. Well, thank you. Joseph Lennon loves the prediction. Yeah. What isn't trolling nowadays, Vinny? I don't know.
Sam, if it comes out of your mouth, I just assume it's like at least a little bit of trolling.
I've been really tame this season.
So far this year, yeah.
I've actually been
tame.
early.
It's early.
I made a bold, statement during preseason, thinking, not sure if this team's going to make the playoffs. Just depends on injuries, which team shows up. But other than that, I've been pretty tame. But it is November. And also, sign up for joinourcrew.com. Yes, joinourcrew.com. You'll get the latest where the podcast is going to be, what we're doing, where we're performing, all that good stuff. Joinourcrew.com. Vinny, it was a pleasure. I hope you have a great evening. And
you too.
We're going to have Devils After Dark after the game. Scotty, a SiriusXM Liquid Metal, and I will recap the game that was. I'm going to actually reach out to Nick Falana and be like, did you hear about this?
Oh, he heard about it. I do know for a fact he heard about it.
What did he say?
I'm pretty sure he thought like the way he was thinking, the way we were thinking about it, like not that big of a deal.
I don't understand it. I'll tell you some stuff off air. Don't you want to know what I'm going to tell Vinnie Parise off air? Who knows? We may broadcast it. But if we do...
On like the Devils After Dark feed?
No. We would just do an email blast. JoinOurCrew.com. Sign up today. We could do that. Sam Wu and Vinnie Parise unhinged. Anyway, thank you to everybody tuning in. 6-4 Devils. Continue the 6-goal trend, says Felix. Yep. But we're going to get out of here. Devils After Dark after the game. Devils Flames tonight. Till next time, let's go Devils.